Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So this is our next episode of our Beyond the Read author event, Author Spotlight. And we're going to be talking about a handful of authors that Mandy and I are going to see when we go to Ohio this summer. Right?
Yes.
Did I add anything? Is there anything else I need to add?
I think you're good.
Okay, good. I like it when I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get started.
Okay.
All right. So the first author that I have on my list is Ashley Zakaruski. I really, hold on. You did this on purpose. You're such a brat. Zakaruski. I'm so sorry. I think I said that right. Zakaruski. I practiced earlier. Okay. So the first author on my list is Ashley Zakaruski, and I really hope I'm saying that right, and I'm so sorry if I'm not. But Ashley hails from Arkansas, and when she's not writing, she's pursuing her business degree, and she's blogging, and she really loves spending quality time with her husband and her daughter. So she writes contemporary with a little bit of dark. Her most popular book out there is Adore Me. This is a single mom meets a firefighter when her apartment burns down. And the firefighter is suffering from depression. So you have a little bit of, drama going on there. So that is like when you go to Goodreads and you look to see what is her most popular book, her most read book, that is the one there. And honestly, I like that. That premise sounds good.
I know. That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah. So I look forward to checking that out when we get to Columbus.
Yes. All right. So my first author, we actually met her in Vegas, and that's Jen D. Young. And she says she strives to create an escape for anyone who picks up one of my books, and that's why I do what I do. She writes, why choose contemporary paranormal romance? And she is also an urban fantasy author. And one of her popular books is Seeking Snowfalls, and that's the series, and then it's Snowfall Party #1. And the blurb for that is, it was supposed to be a fun getaway with my best friend until I ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere, Montana. There I was, freezing to death when 3 men came to my rescue and thawed the icicles around my heart. There's one little problem. They aren't human.
Oh, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like most of my authors this go around are right up your alley.
Yeah, and this one I've heard of Jen D. Young. I believe she was somebody that my business partner likes quite a bit for her paranormal stuff. So, yeah, I'll be checking out her stuff for sure. So, okay. So the next author that I have is Melissa Fila. She is from a small town in Illinois. She spends a lot of time with her husband and her fur babies. And then she's also a bonus mom to a son. And she's all about family. But she writes, I've seen quite a bit of MC romances on her list. And so she likes to write that I didn't see a lot of contemporary. They were mostly MC romances, but she does have a close friend of hers that she writes with as a co-writer for several of her books. But she has her most popular book is Rough Around the Edges. It is an MC romance. She just has quite a few MC romances. So I didn't see too much about it other than it seems a little kind of midway between the, are we a gritty MC or are we a Toys for Tots? It felt more in the middle. So, yeah.
Something worth checking out.
I know a lot of people like that. They don't always want them to be that gruff. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my next author is Zoe Drake, and her books are filled with sweet love, sexy times, and they are packed with all the swoon. And so one of her books is Binding Ties, and the blurb for that is, Anna Gale has found contentment working as a nurse and raising her son. Julian has found success in stifling old memories, spending the last 6 years gallivanting around the world on the IndyCar circuit. When Julian's father passes, Anna Gale realizes that this will not only bring Julian home, but expose the secret she's been hiding onto for years. authors. The
Mm.
chemistry they once shared still remains, making it feel like just yesterday when he left. Once the secret is revealed, will they make amends, make peace with the past, and find a future in each other, or will the secret turn um, what may have been to the ground forever?
Okay. All
I
right. So
think
then
I know what the secret is, but I could
I,
be
I think I
off.
could guess too. Yeah, but you never know. Okay, so E.C. Land is my next author on the list, and she is one of the more popular authors that I've seen as far as MC romances on the list. So she has a lot of MC romances, and her most popular book is Property. This is part of her Devil's Riot MC, and it's originals #1. So there are a lot of different series that she has. It looks like she has spin-offs of spin-offs. I've never read her though, and I love MC romance, so I'm gonna have to do it. And this one, she sounds like she's definitely more Hell's Angels versus the Toys for Tots MC. So it's kind of up my alley for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, my next author is Vera Kane, and she says she's a romance author who loves a little darkness, healing, and spice in her writing, and that she is very excited to attend BRAE.
Yes. Well, my next author
Wait,
is.
I'm not
Wait,
done.
I know, but it goes with your author.
Oh,
So hold on. My next author is Kai Venn, who is also Vera Kane.
oh, really?
This is
I
her
was like, wait a minute, I
fantasy.
didn't even talk
I
about
know.
her books.
Yeah, no, she writes under a fantasy pen name, and this is it. So you tell us about her Vera Kane books.
A book called Entangled. And so it says, Soren, I've lived the last several years of my life under the control of my stepmother. Every decision taken away from me, completely suffocating me. At 18, she sold me off to the highest bidder and traded one gilded cage for another. I've never been anything but a dollar sign to her. Until 2 years later, Cade kidnapped me from my tower, making me yet another dictator's ragdoll. I have never known freedom, free to make the decisions that impact my life. But as time goes on, under his watchful eyes, I can finally take a breath. Maybe I won't always be a prisoner.
Hmm.
I
That's
know. See, I'm
good.
telling you, these ones like, oh, there's more. I have Cade's point of view for the back.
Okay.
Cade says, the life of bloodshed and violence, I was born into it. It's exhausting and I'm tired of it. My father has made it my sole duty to keep an eye on the broken mafia princess. Just maybe if I play my cards right, she could be my way out, a way to leave this life once and for all. I didn't plan on falling in love with her. The glass pieces of her soul just as shattered as mine.
I like us some broken mafia princess.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And then, so like I told you, she also writes under KY Venn, which is her fantasy pen name. And she says that she loves to escape reality and go to these other worlds that she creates. So here you have we both have the same author. We just didn't realize it until I messaged her and she was like, oh, ha, funny. I heard from your bestie. Like, oh, okay.
That is
Great.
funny.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
one thing I've noticed that some events will do is if an author has two names that they're signing under, they put them together.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't do that. And so it's a little confusing because I actually messaged somebody and they're like, oh, I'm also so and so. And I'm like,
Same.
oh, good to know. So I
Yeah.
don't message that person in like a month and find that out. So
Exactly. So, okay, who else is on your
it's
list?
been a little eye-opening to realize how many authors actually write under multiple pen names.
Exactly. Yeah.
I knew a few, but I didn't realize it seems way more common than I realized.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Okay, next I have Therese M. Clark, and she is a journalist and best-selling author who writes epic novels with smart Black women experiencing extraordinary love. Whether it's romantic suspense or romantic comedy, her stories are heartwarming, heart-stopping, hilarious with heel-kicking heat. And I believe I found that like under her on her website because a few sometimes it's hard to message authors if you don't already know them, like because they
Yes.
don't always see stuff on Instagram. And so she has a book called Heartbeat, Maya Anderson only, or excuse me, Maya, right? Maya, Maya.
Yeah. Or it could be
Maya,
Maya, but yeah. It could be either.
true.
Yeah.
Anderson only knows how to set a goal, create a plan, and achieve. Everything she controls, she does, down to her color coordinated closet. Then someone tried to kill her. Now she has to stay alive. New town, new identity, no men. A decent three-step plan to give her a fighting chance until a run-in with a local detective with haunted green eyes leaves her vulnerable in more ways than one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like them with green eyes. But I married a man with blue eyes. Okay, anyhow.
Do you make him wear contacts?
Good. He's got very pretty blue eyes, but I'm really, really, in all honesty, I am a sucker for big brown eyes, but I didn't get those. Okay, so the next author that I have is Janine Infante Bosco. So she is a New York City author. She started writing at the age of 13. She's a mom of 2 boys. She writes a lot of MC romance. Drifter is her most popular romance that she has out of all of her books. Her books are emotionally charged, but she also likes to have a lot of emphasis on family bonds in her books, which we like that. Like the family found family is a big thing right now too. So they sounded pretty good. So that's her.
Okay, so next I have Ashley A. Quinn, and she sent both of us
yeah.
this book. It's called Ford's Fight. So I read it. I don't think you've had a chance yet because you've
been gone.
Gallivanting.
I'm
around.
Still gone. Yes.
Yeah. So Ford's Fight is about, she's a hotel heiress, and I want to be careful that I'm not giving anything away, but so I was trying to glance at the back of the book to make sure I didn't say anything that wasn't already on there. So she walks in on her fiance planning a murder of some of her family members so he can marry her and basically take over the hotel like this empire. And she flees because she's like, like he's planning this murder and she overhears it. So she runs and ends up hiding in Costa Rica, where she gets taken to this guy named Ford, who is going to help her stay hidden. But these are people with a lot of money, and so her fiance can come looking for her very easily. So we have like that romantic suspense and all of that. So I really enjoyed this. It was a different premise from what I've been reading lately, and that's always refreshing. So I enjoyed this one. And so as for her, she's a mom of 2 teenagers. She started writing professionally after her kids were both school age. Her degrees are in history and museum studies, but life sort of got in the way, so she's never worked in a museum outside of her graduate internship. She's also a cancer survivor, and she's from Ohio, but she was a military family for a while, so she lived in North Dakota and overseas in England for some time, and she's back in Ohio. Her next book that comes out in June will be number 25, and it's the start of her 5th series. She is a lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan, and she enjoys gardening, rebinding books, and puzzles.
Okay.
So definitely check out Ashley Quinn.
Okay. The last one that I have is Kimberly Carrillo. Now, you and I have both read Kimberly. We've met her as well. She wrote Two Wrongs, which is my favorite of her books that I've read. It's also her most popular, and it is. Do you have it?
I'm trying to find it.
Okay, well, while I talk, you try and find it.
I've moved everything around.
I'm so sorry.
I'm waiting for my bookshelves to be built.
It is a husband's dad situation, and I loved it. Like, she's trying to divorce the husband, and the dad comes in, and it's enemies to lovers kind of a situation. And I loved it. I devoured it. She is also a Pacific Northwest writer, which is very interesting because I don't think we met her until we went to Alberta, which was just interesting enough. But when I asked her, for some interesting facts about her, she said that she was a teacher for about a decade, teaching English to immigrants. And she also speaks 3 languages. So that's really kind of cool. I didn't realize that. Mandy's still looking for the book, and I have nothing else to say. So I do really like him. She's got quite a few books. Her books are written about, they're typically messy love stories, and they're great. So even though Mandy hasn't found the book, we'll stick it up here. So anyhow, check it out.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't have Two Wrongs. I have the baseball
Oh, the one that came after that. Yeah, I
Yes,
haven't read
and I
that one yet.
can't remember the title of it. And it used to sit right here, but everything is
Yeah.
moved around and it's a huge mess
It's
because
okay.
I am not in a why choose situation. So my bookshelves are not getting
Still
full
not
very
built.
quickly.
Dang it. Okay. All right. Do you have
Anyway,
anybody else?
yes, I'm Montana Fry.
Okay.
So she says, I guess in terms of things about me and my books, I always have Tim Tams with me. She's which is an Australian delicacy in the form of a
Yes.
chocolate biscuit. All her books are dark, and she says I'm super chaotic.
Yep.
And so we actually read last year for convincing. We read our viewers told us books to read, and then we picked from that for one of our convincings. And so we read Fractured Vows, which is part of her Tainted Love series, which was like dark romantic suspense, taboo, because she ends up going, it's not her blood uncle, but he's her uncle, and she ends up having to go live with him as kind of like a witness protection type program situation. He's supposed to keep her safe, and they end up, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I am really excited to meet all these authors in Ohio. This has been a lot of fun, and we still have more authors to go through, but it's been
Yeah.
fun for me to think of authors of books that I'm interested in reading. And so hopefully those of you watching are getting, even if you're not able to come to the event in Ohio, hopefully you're getting some good book recs out of this
Yeah.
too, or authors to go check out depending on what you like to read.
Definitely. Definitely.
All
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Make sure to check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and sometimes Wednesdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.